In the early reading of Section 1 of Level 1 of the TimeZone Watch School courses, it tells you to try to keep your tools down to a minimum and keep them high quality. Buy the Swiss and German tools if you're going to be working on Swiss watch movements, because you don't want to screw up a nice Swiss watch movement. You just don't want to do that. So, leading up to doing this whole time zone course, I bought various different things thinking I would need them. So I bought a very inexpensive Chinese toolkit here. And some of it may be usable, some of it may be okay, but not for movements. You wouldn't want to use a cheap screwdriver on a screw in a nice Swiss watch, because you could screw up the head of that screw, pun intended. You could strip it a little bit, the slot, make it look nasty or make it less functional or completely dysfunctional. That's possible. Some of this stuff may be usable, like this spring bar remover. It's not going to damage anything probably. Certainly not this thing that will hold a bracelet while you do pull out the pins on the links of a bracelet. This holder may work for you. So a little pusher to push the pins out of the links. Okay, I could use that. But you don't want to use this stuff on the movement of a Swiss watch. I wouldn't think you would want to risk messing up that movement somehow. Another consideration is this. I thought, oh wow, it would be great to have an extra set of static-free, magnetic-free tweezers, where I could have like every tweezer under the sun. You don't need every tweezer under the sun. The early reading of the Level 1 of the Time Zone course explains that they give you two tweezers, and basically you're going to be doing 95% of your work with those two tweezers, and you don't need to waste any thought, waste any brain power on using on trying to figure out which tweezer to use for whatever purpose you're trying to use it for. So really, this thing might be good for pulling splinters out of fingers or something like that, but not much else. I think I'll just put this to the side, maybe even get rid of it. I don't know. This thing is a cheap Chinese dust blower, and I'm noticing that no air is coming out of the end of this thing. There's like no air whatsoever. I mean, this thing is basically useless other than that brush. And yeah, okay, I could use the brush to brush a few things off here and there, but I'm going to have an actual blower. So whether this will come in handy or not, I don't know. It could just be a complete waste of money. This thing right here, I'm pretty sure this is a complete waste of money. I don't know why I bought it, really. It's like, I bought it on eBay, and it's a case back press that for those old style case backs that pop on. You can pop the case back on the back of the watch using one of these heads that goes on this thing. Or maybe it's a crystal press to put crystals on. I don't know that I'll ever come about having a use for this. I think it may just be completely useless. The kit comes with an OptiVisor, and I got an additional magnifier that goes on the OptiVisor. So this thing right here, this Chinese set of watch repair magnifiers, look, it's the upgraded version. Yeah, baby. It's much better than the original crappy version. You know, this is the Fantastico version. Well, you know, I don't know that I'll ever really have a use for it. This kind of stuff may be good for a watch modifying, when you're modifying Casios and Seikos on the outside. But really, even with a Seiko, on the movement, you don't want to strip a screw or something, so you don't really want to use cheap-ass equipment. This hammer, maybe. It's got a vinyl or nylon tip there. I guess vinyl. That won't scratch anything. It won't leave a mark. The stainless steel will leave a mark. And this may come in useful. I don't know. I don't know when I got these spring bars here. I don't know how much I paid for them, but they may come in useful. So I'll keep these. This right here, this is going to come in handy. I bought this at Aldi, the grocery store. And it's a caliper that it's made of plastic, so it won't leave any marks on the outside of a case. It won't scratch anything, or the inside. You can measure the diameter of a case or the thickness or whatever, and it's got a digital readout. So this might be good. But the point is, don't nickel and dime yourself out of being able to afford your next watch, okay? A lot of this stuff is just completely unnecessary. Just use the tools that you get from AutoFry for the TimeZone watch school. That's it.